Yo, welcome back to In the Booth, man. Another edition of that show where we talk with people who support the sport of baseball. Flobo Boyce here, the Black Baseball Mixtape. Gotta give a big shout out to them. And Numbers Game Scorecards. Learn how to score baseball games at numbersgame.co. And well, people always tell me I got too many Mets fans on my show, but too bad. Because this one we got ourselves a very special guest. Please welcome Juan Mena, who is actually chasing all 30, going to 30 ballparks, man. I love the journey. I love the story. Talk to me. How's life?
Oh man, life is good, man. Just got back from Pittsburgh and knocked out number 30. Exciting trip with the fellas, and my wife came out for the last game, so they showed support and had a great time, man. So life is good. Life is really good.
Did your wife come out like Rocky, like Adrian was the crowd, like
Yeah,
30, you did it?
exactly.
Yeah.
She created a little poster for me, so I could take the final picture, chasing 30. Congratulations, Juan Mena. And that was my final picture. So that was dope to have her there because she's been my main support, just rooting me on from the sidelines and, pushed me out there. So that was beautiful.
So my first question was with a question I saw, because I saw that photo online with you on the third number 30. I think Pittsburgh was number 28 for me because
Really?
I had four left, and I asked my friends who wanted to come with which town worked for them, and the guy hated flying, so he picked the closest thing to his house. And so I know a lot of people end at Pittsburgh. Was that intentional or just the way it worked out for you?
Yeah, like I told you off camera, my wife, she's a planner, so she plans everything. So once I set that goal a couple of years ago, I'm like, I need to end with a bang. So why not end with the best ballpark in Major League Baseball that everyone says it is?
Is it?
That's what they say. So
we'll is it to you? Was it to you?
Yes, of course. Number one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. It was crazy. Once I got there, it made sense, and I'm glad I left it for last. But yeah, I planned it out, and then the schedule dictated a lot of my trips, right? So I had to work around family obligations, work obligations, family trips, and whatever game I could go to that fell within that, that schedule. I was like, all right, cool. I can go to Tampa next week. Then I can go to, Minnesota and Milwaukee. So the game plan was trying to knock out as many stadiums as I could because I knew the impeding lockout. And that was a huge factor. So for me, that's why I wanted to push as hard as I could because it's inevitable, unfortunately. Much needed, but it's inevitable.
I hear what you're saying. So I got started doing my chase by accident. I think it was the 2022 season. This is back when they had the unbalanced schedule where the NL East played the AL West that year. So it shook out that the Mets were going to be playing all 5 California teams. I went to all those games and I was like, gotta keep going. So I gotta ask you, what was the moment for you to being like, games are cool, but now I have to go see all of them?
Well, honestly, it was 1995 when I'm at Shea Stadium. That's when I said, wow, that was my first introduction to baseball. I had never been to a baseball game before. I'm in the upper deck, red seats, hot, sweating my ass off. And I'm like, what is this game? Like, this is crazy. This is beautiful. It was just Shea Stadium was a dump, but it turned out to be my dump.
Yeah, it's our dump. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was my dump, and it was like my safe haven. That's where I went to. I grew up 8 minutes away, so I would walk to Shea Stadium from Corona, New York, but that's when honestly I fell in love, and I grew up with Dominicans. Here I am. I'm Colombian. My main sport was soccer. That's what I grew up loving, and now these Dominican cats are talking about baseball and que lo que and this and that. And I'm like, yo, what is this? And once they broke it down and explained it, I'm like, wow, this is dope. And, I want to see more of this. I want to explore. But again, I'm a kid. I'm 13 years old. I'm broke. But I knew one day, I was like, watch. One day, I swear, I'm going to travel. I'm going to leave New York. And I'm going to see as much of the world as I can.
Yeah. Who was your guy back then? Like, who was your player watching that? I was like, yo, the one you identify with the most?
As far as a player?
Yeah.
Well, 95 for me was Todd Hundley, the captain. I ended up being in his fan club. Like,
what? Fan club?
Yeah. He had a whole fan club at Shea Stadium. It was crazy. I was like, yo, who is this Todd Hundley guy? This guy's nuts, right? Yeah. It's like, but that was my first introduction to baseball. So 95 season was, we were terrible.
So hold on then. Okay, so it must have been a bittersweet pill that we got Piazza, but Hundley had to go to left field, right?
Yeah,
the season afterwards.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. No, but that was that. I love that because it was Piazza. Like he left us memorable. One of the best moments. After 9/11, that home run. So I had no issue with that. We needed a big bat then, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's you know.
That's what's up, man. Because it's funny to talk to people about Shea Stadium and the old school Mets. Because Shea Stadium. I've only been to one game at the old Shea. My
Okay.
godfather took me out there. Red section. I mean, people don't understand. You were so high up in the
You
sky in
can't
the
see.
Raptors. You were high fiving ET. There was a sound delay. Cracking the
Yeah,
bat was 10
exactly. It
seconds.
would take a couple seconds. No, you're right.
It
It
was
would take a
awful,
couple
man.
seconds. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's a single. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. Look at your binoculars, bro.
You're up there with the airplanes, high fiving them. Oh, it was
Right, it
rough.
was awful, man.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you never wavered because I know a lot of people do. Being a Mets fan is not easy. Let me ask you real quickly before we get back to the grind, man. How you feel about the team now? A lot of good's been happening, a lot of not so good happening. Are you like the team is ruined, fire Stearns, or you're like, nah, it's all good? Where you land?
So just I want to just put it out there. I think I found a cheat code as a Met fan. I married a psychiatrist. So I get free therapy. I sit on the couch.
Dude, we can all luck out like that.
Yeah, she keeps me level-headed. So out of all my buddies, shout out to Jonathan Otero, the singing husband. He is the most miserable Mets fan in the world. And I have to keep it. I'm like, bro, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We let go of everybody. It's going to be okay. A couple of months ago, I was like,
right.
This is looking really bad. But now I think we're kind of seeing that, David Stearns, it's like he had to clean house.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna blow it up down to the studs.
100%.
And right. And so that's we have to continue to support we're 11-4 in the last, since we let go of everybody. And so you're telling me there's a chance, 34, 35 games left, and you're seeing the Carson Benjes emerge. Nolan McClain is still pitching good. The bullpen with Jan is coming through. So I think even though it's going to be really tough for us to make the playoffs this year, I think if we end up in a high note, it gives us some sense of, positivity for next year.
Yeah.
Because, it gives Stearns the ability to do what he really needs to do to create his team. So,
well, as of this recording, the Mets have a 0.3% chance of making the playoffs. But you're right, it's not
there's
zero. And it's funny because I feel like with all my friends and online, I get kind of dragged for being so positive. But I like your perspective. I did not luck out with the golf lottery. My girlfriend is not a psychiatrist, but I do think there's this base level thing where it's like, man, we don't know how good we got it. Yeah, the joke that we spend a lot of money on payroll, but we don't do it. But I remember the days of just like going out there and not knowing who the hell was on the uniform, and like we had general managers sending like inappropriate photos. We had owners that didn't buy nothing. Like it was really bad. So now it's kind of like it's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate, but like, hey, you know what? It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, and as you travel around the US and you go to different stadiums, you hear each fan base's gripes. And you're like, oh, wait, it could be worse, really? Mm-hmm. So it gives you a little bit of solace, and, it's like we're going to be okay. And I think once we get over a few injuries, and it's all about adapting. We see it with Senga right now. Who the hell knew he was going to be our closer? He just got a fourth save.
Yeah,
and
consecutive.
He gave up a run, finally gave up a run. But I'm like, okay, this may be our guy. We have Devin Williams, setting him up in the eighth, and then we can close it out with Senga. Why not?
Why the heck not, man?
Yeah.
So talk to me about like hitting the journey, man. 30 ballpark. I got to ask you the stock questions about like, favorite ballpark you've seen and ones that were your top 5. But I want to know the actual idea of going out and seeing America. Big country, different regions. If you live in one state, you've heard stereotypes, but other states, what's true, what's not? What was most surprising?
Honestly, just how, just the love of the baseball. Honestly, you go to every stadium and it's like you just connect with people. And I think once I put on that Chasing 30 jersey that you see behind me, it's like it opened up the conversations. People just came up to me and said, yo, I'm at ballpark number 2. You're at 18, but you're at 2. And I remind them, you have 2 more than millions of other baseball fans around the world. So keep going, right? And just connecting with other fans. I think that that really hit it home for me, and it made the chase even better. But yeah, surprising for me, just the Toronto Blue Jays.
Go on.
Oh my God, Roger Centers. Roger Center, and I went in with no expectations, right? So I flew to Toronto. I had my Drake going on. I'm like, all right, let's see what's gonna happen here. And then I walk into the stadium. The roof is open. I see the CN Tower. I'm like, holy shit. It's like I felt the energy. I felt the love of the Canadians. Just the pride of the country, and it was like the stadium was packed, and that blew me away, honestly. So overall, I have Rogers Center number 5 for me. And of course, it's subjective, but what I saw in that stadium, it blew me away. I was shocked.
It didn't make my top 5, but I had and we talked about this before we recorded, about Milwaukee. I thought Milwaukee was a town. I was like, I wasn't hating on it, but it was like there was nothing in my brain of what Milwaukee was. I showed up, man, had a couple of their Spotted Cow beers. I'm singing the polka, roll out the barrel. I bought merch. I don't usually buy Major League merch. That's not the Mets or the White Sox, because I was a White Sox fan when I was a kid. But it just blew my mind, being like, my goodness, this is a very much a city that loves their team, and a city that rewards themselves with having a team that's actually good and competitive. It was great.
Yeah. And they were welcoming. Like I don't drink, but everyone's offering me a beer. When everyone was tailgating in a parking lot and they saw my Mets jersey, like, hey, let's go Mets. You want a beer? You want sausage? You want, you want pretzels? And it was pretty good experience in Milwaukee. So yeah, I get it.
All right. What's the top 5, man? What's the
top 5? So, Toronto at 5, number 4, Busch Stadium.
Okay.
St. Louis.
Okay.
The red brick, I went there. First I had gone to Milwaukee, and then I'm in Kansas City, and that was another conversation. There was really nothing to do in Kansas City besides Q39 barbecue. Shout out to them. Best barbecue in the world.
I was a char bar guy myself, but I hear you. Best barbecue in the country.
So then we drove to St. Louis. Again, no expectations. And, we walked towards the stadium right off the highway, and it just hits you. It's like this red brick just comes out of nowhere. And then you start seeing how they showcase all their players, and then you go in, you see the wrought iron, the old school ballpark feel, and it was beautiful. The red seats, and then you see the arch, in the skyline, and it was beautiful. I had a great time. See Big Mac land in left field. It turned me back to '98 when I fell in love with the chase, right? It was Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. And I just remembered him just hitting bombs. It wasn't that stadium, but still it was St. Louis.
Right.
And
hero.
And I always say they have the best jersey in baseball. That Cardinal jersey is fire.
That's a hot take.
Hey, the Cardinals, and I talked that, my best friend is like, that's a hot jersey. The Cardinals jersey, it's beautiful. And they have a rich history. You can't deny it. So Busch Stadium, number 4. Okay. Yeah, I've caught a lot of flack. They're like, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But Busch Stadium, number 4. Number 3, we go with Petco Park.
Okay.
Right? San Diego, Gallagher Square. The food was amazing. The drive down from LA was dope.
Okay. First.
They were playing the Dodgers that game, so I felt some of that hate in between, and it wasn't towards me, a Met fan. So I was all in for that. I was like, you guys are not hitting on me? I was like, I'll take that. So I saw the beef between both organizations, and it just shows how much they love their baseball over there. So it's Petco Park was beautiful, and plus I enjoyed Tony Gwynn when I was a kid. Watching him play, do it the right way. Tony Gwynn was the man. Ken Caminiti, rest in peace.
So hard to strike out in video games. Ken Caminiti was a cheat code. Straight up.
Yeah. Exactly. And then number 2, Oracle Park, San Francisco.
Okay, yeah.
Man, McCovey Cove, and parking was expensive. So that was a negative for that. There was no parking anywhere, so I was forced to pay like $80, which is crazy.
Who parked in San Francisco?
Exactly. I was driving. I did the West Coast swing, so I was driving. So, yeah. And then number 1, PNC Park.
Okay.
The Roberto Clemente Bridge, you know, outside, and you see the Allegheny River, and there's the sight lines. You could be in the bathroom and you
True.
can see the game. You know, you go to some stadiums and you hear the crack of the bat, and it's like, oh, you turn and you can't see what's going on. You're trying to jump over people. But over there, it's just clear sight lines. There
Mhm.
was no vendors blocking your view, and you could tell you're there for baseball. And I was so happy that I left that for my last stadium.
Yeah. And so when you weight and rate the ballparks, is it by sight
It's
lines, food, music, entertainment,
it's
merch?
it's the way it was my experience. So again, it's subjective. I don't have like a rating system that a lot of people have. You know, it's just for me. It's like, man, did I enjoy my time there? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah. I'm big on that too.
yeah, is the stadium beautiful? How was the fan interaction? Because you go to some stadiums and some fans don't really engage as much as other cities. So overall, I think my time at PNC was great. I was there for 2 games back to back, and the Mets were playing. And like half my chase, I saw the Mets play. That's another thing. Some people just see their squad in every stadium. I don't have
Right.
money like that, and I don't have the time. I'm
Yeah,
not doing that. You know,
yeah.
for me, as long as I see the stadium, I'm checking it off.
No,
And
I'm with you in that one. People do that props, but that'll take
that's
me way too
props.
long. But yeah.
You're
It,
retired. Congrats. I'm not, you know, I'm still working, so I can't just follow the Mets everywhere. One day, maybe one
yeah.
day, but
There's one guy in our group, the Sadie Chasing group on Facebook, that does it every single season. Like that's like
it's
he doesn't
amazing.
he doesn't have his any other hobbies, but every
Right.
season does all 30. I'm like, I learned unfortunately about our country is that our infrastructure is terrible. To get from
Oh,
one city to another, it's just very, very
yo,
expensive. So you know what I mean? Like you can do East Coast ones with Amtrak, but other than that, you gotta figure out cars and
bro.
flights and all that.
Out
So
in out in Europe, you can take a train and you can knock out 8 different countries. Here, try going to Nashville. It's like you want me to pay $800 to fly. And I live in Atlanta. I've been here for 20 years. I'm in
yeah.
enemy territory, by the way. But
Good fight.
Nashville is a few hours away, and you want $700 to. I can fly between countries in Europe for $25.
Absolutely
You,
true.
you know, so or take a flick bus for 10. It's insane here. So I just let the teams, you know, the stadiums that I had left dictate my chase.
Yeah, I live in Los Angeles, and the by just by logistically the most difficult city to get to,
Yeah,
which is why it was number 30, was Cincinnati. Like
yeah,
it's just a small enough but big enough town. It's just and it's weird because you're like, well, Cincinnati is like closer than like New York than
yeah,
Boston, but the infrastructure wasn't there.
yeah,
Your five and my five are very close, very similar. I had Petco Park at five.
yeah,
I love the Padres when they were terrible. Like when they
yeah,
before they turned to Slam Diego, I would
yeah.
go down there and they'd be like free tickets. They were just like
That's
begging
dope.
people to come. Four, I had City Field, best food in Major League Baseball 5 years in a row. Shout out to the chopped cheese
Yeah,
hut over there.
yeah,
Fenway, I had at three. It's a very much like a living museum. I love the
yep,
fact that baseball can feel what it looks like. Had
yep.
PSA number two, and here's the reason why. At first, I wasn't impressed. I was like, man,
Oh,
I've heard about these things. I don't know. The food was it was
it was
heartburn
I.
inducing. But I went on the rotunda side and came down the ramp, and I was like, oh,
Fire.
I'm in the ramp. I see that the
You see,
architecture, I see the
you see
bridge,
it.
I see the school. All right, number two. And the number one was Oracle Park.
Uncle
It
Park.
was very cool. I took my girl who was not a big baseball person, but we
Yeah,
went outside and did like the little like under the cove. You can like stand and watch the right field.
the
And
fireworks. Yeah,
yeah, and she was just
yeah.
totally about that, just be able to see the right field side. So that was my top five.
That's
Personally.
dope. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
again, and I don't knock anyone's top five. You know, unless you put Yankee Stadium as number one. Like, come on, bro.
Oh,
Like
right. right.
once you say Yankee at number one, I throw out your entire list.
I'm that
So
way with Truist. If you say Truist or Dodger Stadium is top five, I go absolutely not.
no, absolutely not. And I live in enemy territory. It's not biased at all, but you know, I hit up about 20 games at Truist, but you know, the fan base is they don't really. It's kind of mid. I did see your podcast with Black Girls Love Baseball.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think her name is, I don't want to, Mia, I
yeah.
believe.
Her name is
But
Mia. Yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah. So I follow her as well, and she kind of stated, you know, probably the same. I'm not sure, but for me, I don't think they're as friendly. The Southern hospitality, especially I'm a Met fan, so they don't like us already. But I don't get the love as I do in other stadiums when I wear a Mets jersey, which I understand.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm with you. If you want Southern fun, I say Tampa, which is kind of an odd thing because like
Tampa was
everyone
fun.
hates their dumb, but the
Yeah.
fan base is great. But yeah, it's something about that whole Braves country thing where like it becomes a point of identity that it just turns me off personally. But when I say things like that, they're like, "Oh, it's because you're a Mets fan." I'm like, maybe that has something to do with it. But why are we still chopping? There's a question I have, and I'll go on record and say that like I don't like that at all. I don't.
Yeah. They start chopping, and I go, no.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I'm good, brother. There's other ways to have fun. And
but again, it's my home ballpark, so I'm there a lot.
Yeah.
Because I love baseball, and my kids, unfortunately, they're Braves fans, so I've been just slightly cursed. But what can you do?
Hey, what can you do? But you hold on to a good fight. I see the Mets den right there. You know what I'm saying? Did you go to the Coliseum or did you do Sutter Health Park?
No, I didn't do two of those. So I went to Vegas. I saw them in the minor league park 3 months ago. So remember, I check off teams, all right? And as long as the team plays in whatever stadium, that to me is I knock it off. So I saw them in the Vegas minor league ballpark, and I caught a home run over there, which was crazy.
Snap.
I caught a home run, and that was my first home run I've ever caught. So that was amazing for me. So
it was like 98 degrees at game time. It was hot that day.
Hot. Yeah, they were playing the Brewers. Yeah, they were playing the Brewers. But yeah, I wish I'd made it to the Coliseum because again, it's another old school park, rich with history. And yeah, it's very unfortunate when you see when a stadium gets demolished because a lot of people's memories and childhood memories are there, and it's always sad when a stadium gets demolished.
Yeah, my buddy who grew up in Newark, California, not New Jersey, got into baseball pretty late, and he was torn, right? Because he would have been an A's fan, but they left, and just on the basis of principle, he can't be a Giants fan. So he became a Mets fan because I was, and so I'm happy about that. But I can imagine if my team upped and left and it became like the Tijuana Toros or something, I'd have been like, "Whoa, like where does my fandom go?" You know what I mean?
It's devastating. Yeah, that'd be devastating. But yeah.
Was there a park that you were told to be one vibe, but it was something completely different, good or bad? It was like, oh man, this is like X, and you got there and was like, no, this is totally
Dodger Stadium. So I had high expectations of Dodger Stadium, and when I got there, first of all, it was a hike to get there.
Yep.
And I'm sweating bullets, and I'm like, what am I doing? And I finally go in, and it's like, all right. Before I go in, I see the Dodger sign, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to feel it. Valenzuela, Fernando Mania, I'm going to feel everything about the organization. And I got in, and I was like, this is it,
Yep.
So for me, honestly, that was the biggest letdown was Dodger Stadium because I don't know, I wanted to feel something. I'm not sure if you know, but I did work in the visiting clubhouse at Yankee Stadium, old Yankee Stadium, for a couple of years. I helped out. So when I used to walk into old Yankee Stadium, you felt the aura.
Right.
You're like, damn, these fools are gonna win. Like you felt it. And I don't know why I kind of expected that from Dodger Stadium, like just kind of like that feeling. But nah, I didn't get none of that. It was weird. It was very weird. And then the people over there, it was just, it wasn't the same experience as Petco Park.
100%. LA, the Dodger Stadium is my home park now. Yeah. I'll go when the Mets are in town because they're down the street. But pro tip, I'd rather save the money and drive down to that dump in Anaheim and be at least I'm here outside in the backyard watching the game than Dodger Stadium. It's just too much. The price is too much. It's a pain to get in, pain to get out. And the Dodger dog, not the best dog in baseball.
Overrated. I tried both of them. They had like the beef one and the red wrapper and the blue wrapper. That's another thing. Overrated. And the best hot dog in baseball. No question. No freaking question, bro. The Crawford dog, Houston Astros.
Whoa.
Number one, the flavor. Yo, you can't tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise. Number one. the Crawford dog.
Without a doubt. I gotta see
Number one.
who makes them, because that's kind
So
of
much
interesting.
seasoning, and like I gained like 9 pounds that day. I was like, it's one of the few times that I sat down the majority of the game, because normally I walk around. I think I paid a guy to bring me more hot dogs. I'm like, just you get one, I get one, bro. It was intense. It's like getting punched in the mouth. I was like, this is legit. The Crawford dog.
I gotta put that on my list to go back there. I have two. One is always Dog Night, so shout out to Kansas City. But the Tampa Bay Rays had like the foot long that was like wrapped in like the bun, like the long $20 dog. That was my favorite. But I gotta give Astros another shot. If you're gonna be like, you're going ham for it. Shout out to Crawford dog.
That's it.
So now it's done, man. I know people had that kind of conversation with you. Is it minor league ballparks? Are you done?
No.
Are you okay? Like what's next? What's the next project for you?
My bank account cannot fathom the miles are like 120 or 200. I don't even know.
Yeah, 100, 120. Legit, like affiliated ball. Yeah.
Right. I'm a father of three. A 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 15-year-old freshman in high school. My wife would kill me if I told her the minor league. No, so the chase never ends. The chase of life. I'm always chasing. Whether it's full marathons. I'm trying to run one in every continent. So I'm chasing that. I have 3 continents right now.
Shout out to Antarctica, man. That's gonna be slap. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be the last one. That's gonna be the last one of the chase. But yeah, Japan, that's gonna be the next baseball chase. So So one thing that I've encountered is just the love of that video that I received. That I said, I finally finished at PNC. My next stop is Japan, and I started getting like messages. This was my itinerary when I hit up the stadiums last year. So I got all this information, and so starting next year, because there will be a lockout.
Yeah,
there's not going to be any baseball next year.
Unfortunately. Do you have a Japanese team, or just kind of going for the
ride? Just Ichiro is one of my favorite players growing up as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the challenge. I'm going to open up Duolingo and start practicing, my Japanese, and yeah.
You know what? Like, please do that. But truthfully, man, English is always posted everywhere in the major cities. You'd be fine. All you say is sumimasen, excuse me, you'd be good. I remember during the pandemic, I was trying to find a Japanese team to watch, and they're like one of those, if you follow this team, follow that team. And then, like most Mets fans, I don't know if you come across them, most Mets fans who watch Japanese ball are just Tokyo Swallows fans, because it's like they're at the Giants and Murakami was there, and we're just all Swallows fans. It's because we're just like, they're the Mets of Japanese baseball. But hope you find your own team, though.
Yeah, cool. How many stadiums have you been to Japan already? You knocked out a couple stadiums?
I've been to Japan once because it was our bucket list thing. And I saw the Swallows play. They played the Carp. So I haven't done a chase in Japan. I don't think I can do that money wise, man. I don't got no kids, but I'm still broke as if I had kids. But but I would love to go back, man, and love to see where the ham fighters play, or the Nippon ham, fighters play. I know their stadium is the newest up there in Hokkaido, but I've only been to one stadium.
So my wife found the Nagano Marathon. So we found that, and it ends at an Olympic ballpark as well, stadium. So the race starts and you finish inside of a stadium. So, and that's in April of next year, and it coincides with the Japanese Baseball League. So we can knock out the continent, plus we can see a cluster of stadiums, because within Tokyo, there's like 5 different stadiums that you can see. So that's the goal. Maybe stay a week and a half to 2 weeks over there, and then run a marathon, plus see, some good baseball. That's going to be the plan for next year.
Hey, everyone who's gone to Japan and come back has never been like, it wasn't for me. Everyone's been like, yo, Japan, you got to go, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that. I have friends that have gone to New York, to Rome, to London, being like, never has anyone gone to Japan and come back. I was like, that was a waste of time and money. So.
Yeah. All I hear is great things. The atmosphere is crazy. The beer ladies, they serve beer everywhere. And, it's like watching a soccer match. Everyone's in it, intense. And so, that's the goal for next year.
When you're not doing baseball, are you support other teams in sports? Are you still a soccer guy? Are you still?
Yeah, I'm. I was born in Medellin, Colombia, so soccer was my main sport.
Yeah.
So I just when the World Cup was here, we went to a couple games. I was at the
Okay.
Morocco Argentina game, the Congo Uzbekistan game.
Oh, the
So
Congo
yeah,
respect.
oh yeah, that game was fire. Yeah. That game was
Yeah.
fire.
Damn, man.
So yeah, I don't have a formal chase for soccer, but I went to Russia for the World Cup in
Whoa.
Moscow. Again,
Yeah.
I chase experiences, and
I
back
mean,
then,
going to work nowadays is an experience, brother. Like,
no. Listen, so my wife said she wasn't going, so she said go have fun. So I flew from Atlanta to BWI for like $30, and then from BWI to Reykjavik to Moscow. Wow Airlines, wow WOW, wow. They
they
had
still
a
around?
two. No, they went bankrupt because of
Okay.
me, probably because I took a $200 flight from Baltimore to Moscow, Russia. I paid 200. My family thought I was gonna lose a kidney. They're like, yeah, have fun. So
Right.
I paid $200. I get there, I booked a hostel. When I get to the hostel, my Uber driver says, "Uh-oh, I got scammed for $6." It
Oh,
was
six
it,
whole dollars?
it was a
Damn.
$6 a night hostel in Russia. And when I got to the address, the location, he said, "Uh-oh." So that's a
Oh.
conversation for another.
I mean, look, I understand seeing the world, but there's some places I'm like, I should probably bring a friend with me. But you went to Russia Podolo? That's crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
went
crazy.
there dolo and ended up meeting, great friends. Like I still talk to, some of the people I linked up over there. So I had nowhere to stay. So at the time I was drinking, right? So
Yeah,
what do you do when you don't have a place to stay?
the bar.
I,
Yeah,
I, I ended up, I told the guy to turn around because I saw Marriott. I walk in, I said, "Hey, do you have an extra room?" She laughed at me. She's like, "We booked 2 years ago, bro."
yeah.
So I went straight to the bar. Just I'm trying to drink this old lady under the table. It didn't work. So I'm drinking. I'm telling the bartender, everyone my story. I got scammed. The bartender says I finish at 2, 3 in the morning. You come to my house. You take a shower. You meet my mother. We cook for you, and then you go to the game. That's exactly what happened.
Wow.
That it
Wait,
was ended up the shift finished. Ended up going to a high rise, and his mom was there. He had already called her, and I was able to wash clothes, and it was crazy. So again, my once my wife found out the story, she was like, "You are insane."
yeah.
But I'm from New York. I can adapt
So how
to
long
any
you were in Russia
situation.
for?
I was there for like five. I saw one game, so
Okay.
total like 4 or 5 days. It
Yeah.
was it was a short. I was only there for one game. It was Senegal versus Colombia in Samara. I took a 14-hour train ride from Moscow to Samara, Russia. I booked the top bunk thinking like that. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'2". So I'm thinking, oh yeah, the top bunk of a 14-hour train ride sounds comfortable, right?
Mhm.
Bro, I had this much space. Every time I would get up, I would bang my head. It
Right.
was no AC. But again, I like those. It was the experience. It was the moment. My friends think I'm crazy because they're like, "Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not doing
Please tell me Colombia won that game.
it." Colombia won 1-0. Oh, we won.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
You went all that way to lose, man. I'd have been like,
Oh, I
dang.
would have been pissed, bro. I would have been pissed. I have a
So
picture back there somewhere. But yeah,
speaking about Colombia, I'm trying to get there at one point in my life, but I've heard
yeah.
conflicting things. If I want to go
No.
there for some baseball, like where do I land? How do I do it safely? Like what's the vibe? Will I blend in? Will I stick out? I
Oh
am a
man.
Gringo Moreno, bro. So put that
No,
in
no.
mind.
You'll blend right in. You'll be my cousin. Look at me. I'm
Oh
from
yeah.
Medellin.
Come on,
It's
okay.
like you'll be my cousin. No, you land in Medellin. Just let me know. My family, the majority of my family is there. But for baseball, you go to Barranquilla, Los
Okay.
Caimanes de Barranquilla, and they play in Edgar Renteria Stadium. Everyone knows Edgar Renteria.
Yeah.
Marlins, and so yeah,
Yeah.
that's where you'll catch a game. So Come through, man.
That
We
may be
invite you.
my chase, right? The Caribbean chase. Going to Venezuela, Colombia, like see what's going on. Like, why not, man? I mean, look,
Why
you
not?
inspired me to not worry about things, right?
Nah,
Because
bro.
the
Nah.
one time I always say this on the show was one time I went to an Arlington game against the Braves, and I felt it was too America for me. But you on trains in Russia and stuff, I should
Yeah.
stop complaining.
No, bro. Yeah,
I should chill out.
yeah. You know, I tell people, you know, you have to live your life outside of your comfort zone, and that's where you find growth. And
Right.
you know, that's where I find myself, and I just love the challenges of, you know, being lost in another country, not knowing a language. I like that stuff. You know, I'm very adventurous. You
Yeah.
know, so you have to try it at least once.
Man, you're an inspiration. As we as we wind this down in the booth stop, man, I gotta ask you: is baseball cool? Why or why not, my friends?
Baseball is cool to me. Like I absolutely love baseball. Um, I love everything about it. I love going to a baseball game. I love the experience. Could it be sexier? Yes. I feel like um, the NFL basketball, they package their, you know, their product a lot better than MLB.
Mhm.
So I think you know, they have a tall order to catch up and bridge that gap. They're trying, they're trying their best with the implementation of the pitch clock and the 10th inning rule to kind of shorten the games. So I feel like the game has gotten a lot better. So to me,
Yeah.
yeah, it is cool, and hopefully people see my chase. I know there's plenty of other chasers out there, and as they share their message and their experiences, it opens up other people's, you know, minds to chase, and especially people that look like us. It's like, why not us? You know, we can do it. We can do it as well.
What I like about your chase, and not comparing you to anyone else, but from my experience, is that when people do it, and I see it on like other groups and stuff, it
Yeah,
has like this tinge of like, yeah, I did it. That's right. It's all me. And yeah, okay, it's an achievement. I'm not saying that, but I like the fact that you did it, but you still have this air of gratitude. Like, thank the
yeah.
universe for allowing me to go to L30. And I was
Amen.
like, you can't, this can't be a real person, but you are. You're like, you would do the Russia story alone. It's like, no, you
Yeah.
really are just happen to be on the planet, just walking the earth.
Yes.
And that's amazing, dude. I respect that.
Yeah, good karma. You know, the energy you put out is the energy that comes back to you,
Yeah.
and that's why, you know, you can go to any city around the U.S. and I'm fine. I'm not scared to walk any streets. Coming from New York, we can make it anywhere. So
True.
drop me off anywhere, and I'll make it out.
Man, just talking to you, rapping with you is always a good time, man. If someone wants to follow your story, your journey, your Japan trip, what's the plan? Are you going to be on social with it? Can someone like
Yeah,
log into a blog? How can they connect with you?
yeah. So for Instagram, I'm marathon dad underscore ATL, marathon dad underscore ATL, and for Facebook, Juan chasing 30. Juan chasing 30. That's where you can find me, and Juan Mena pops up. And yeah, I'm a regular guy, father of three, husband, and you'll see me just post my family, my runs, trying to lose weight, getting ready for the Queens Marathon in December. Hopefully, Mr. Met is at the finish line. So yeah, man, just follow my journey and my chase to just continue to grow as a human being.
I never did full marathons. I did about 5 halves in my life, but
Good.
props to you, man, because that mile 13 for me was like, oh, where's that 0.1? I need that 1.1 to be done with it. You know what I mean?
I have to do this again. I
Yeah,
have to do
exactly.
this again.
It's not
Oh,
even
you
right, man.
tripping?
Yo, thank you so much. Just in the booth, man. Just hanging out with people who make this world go, who support the sport. Juan, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate you.
Thank you for the invite. Bless, brother.
Say the learn.